Hello Design Workshop. Before we start this tutorial, I need you to do a few things for me. The first thing is to make sure you have Adobe InDesign installed and have your workspace set up like mine so it's easy for you to find all of the shortcuts that I will be pointing to. I'll also need you to take photos or scans of your sketchbook with all of the definitions. Make sure that you have all of those images already uploaded to your computer in a folder that you can easily find. And then once you have those two things ready to go, then we'll be able to open up the template that I've provided and get going on the tutorial. Just a quick note, I go at a pretty fast speed in my tutorials, but you can use all of the controls in YouTube to slow down my pace. You can speed up the pace, and you can also pause, rewind, fast forward, whatever you need to get through the tutorial. So if you have all those things done, let's go ahead and get started. Now what I'm going to do is get my first image into the document. Now on this first page is where I will be pulling in all of the, sorry this got really ugly, let me pull this over, all of the definitions like balance, tension, position, those types of things. So that's why I have 15 squares set up. And then once you have those, what you'll do is you'll click on the first square, and the shortcut to place an image within this frame is Control or Command D, or if you're in InDesign, you can even go up to File and then Place. Sorry, you can't see it on my computer. So File, Place. If you're on a Mac, it's Command D. If you're on a PC, it's Control D. So once you do that, it's going to ask you, okay, what image do you want? And like I said, hopefully you already have your images loaded somewhere. And then as soon as you hit open, you'll see a preview of your image. Now, it might not come in exactly how you want it, and so we need to do a little bit of editing. So for example, if we click on the square here, you'll see that it's showing me the image that has been imported within this frame. This little hand allows me to move it around, and then what you can do is you can pull these toggle points to get exactly what you want. So you can see that mine says plane, but it's in the wrong direction. So if you come to any corner, you'll see these rounded double-headed arrows that will let you spin this around. And one little trick, if you hold the Shift key, it'll kind of lock it into place to 90 degrees and 45-degree angles. Okay. And that's how you can get your image right into the frame. And then if you click off of it, then you can click on the next one. And then if you click off of it again, you can come back to this one here. If you want to continue editing this image, again, you click the center. You kind of give yourself a high five and it pulls it back into view. Now, if your images are essentially, you have one image per sketchbook sheet, you might not need to have this much of it cropped, like as much as I have cropped. So what you can do in that case is over here in your Properties menu, you can come down to Frame Fitting, and you could do Fit Content Proportionately. And what that does is it fills the entire frame with the image. You could also do Fill Frame Proportionately so that you don't have any kind of blank edges hanging over on the side. You could do that as well. Now, one thing that's important is that no matter what, always make sure you are doing proportionately. You don't want to have these skewed. So as you pull, make sure you're holding the Shift key down. So if you're a Photoshop person, this is different from Photoshop. Photoshop doesn't require you to hold Shift. If you hold Shift in Photoshop, it actually breaks the proportion. One good check is that over here in the Properties bar, make sure that these two numbers are always the same. Okay, and also please make sure that they don't go over like 100%. When I say like 100%, I mean you could probably get away with 105 or 110%. What this is showing you is how much you've magnified into your image. If you get too large, it'll get pixelated. Okay, So that's how you pull in images. Really quick review, and you're going to go through and fill up all of these squares with all of your definitions. Now please make sure that you have the word written right by your image so we know what you're talking about. It should be obvious, but you should label it. Now let's say that I am done and I have everything filled in, including my name. Let me go ahead and click on this frame and then double click to put in my name so we know whose this is. Just hit enter. And again, once you're done, click off, and then escape is always a good place to be. So I hit, escape. V is a good place to be. This is the arrowhead that you want. So there's another little shortcut, V. Because when you double click in here, it changes it to a text icon. Okay, it's not doing it this time, so sorry. Make sure when you're done working with stuff, you know, if you want to, you can just hit V. So you have this arrowhead right here. And then once you have everything done, in order for me to view it and for the other students to view it, you'll need to export this as a JPEG. So what you'll do is you'll hit Command or Control E. This is your export, and by default mine is set to JPEG. Check yours, it could be set to PDF, it could be set to something else. So once you set it to JPEG, go ahead and hit save, and it'll ask you a few more questions. So make sure that the range is all, and then the quality is maximum. For the resolution, anything between 300 and 150 is great. Since we're just viewing these on a computer, 150 will be fine. And again, since we're viewing these on a computer in our discussion, RGB is a good place to be. In the future, when we actually print these off for boards or to print them, we'll want to bump this up to 300 and then CMYK. But again, for our online discussion, which we'll be doing for this round, 150 and RGB is great. And for this, go ahead and make sure again, all spreads, maximum, baseline, 150 RGB. Just compare this with yours, and we'll have one more thing. We'll have to export, and then it should just be in that folder. It doesn't give you like an automatic preview. So here, I was lazy. I just called it Untitled 2. So this is what it looks like. Of course, since I didn't finish it, they're blank. And now that you have these two JPEGs, we have one more step, and that is to post them in our discussion. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So this is a good place to pause and then come into the discussion where I can show you the next part. If you've reached this point, it means that you have your JPEGs exported from your InDesign file, and you can come here into the discussion and hit reply. And this part's really important. I don't want you to put in your images like a link. They need to be embedded like this. So this icon right here, that looks like a mountain with a tiny little sun, that's what we're looking for. To do this correctly, you're going to want to click on that icon and then click on Canvas, and you should have a folder called Course Files or My Files. This might look slightly different just because I'm the instructor, but click on the folder until you can see the Upload File highlight for you. When I was out here, well, now I'm clicked on something. Let me go back out. At one point, this is grayed out, but now that I've clicked on it, it isn't grayed out. So under My Files, I'm going to upload a file, and I'm going to go back to Untitled 2 because again, I was lazy, I didn't name it correctly, and I'm going to open. Okay, didn't like that, so upload failed. I'm going to go into Course Files. That one should work. I think when you're working on it, it will be My Files. Okay, success, file uploaded. And then from here, I would say go ahead and you can change the text. So I'm going to write NYMA board 1 so it makes more sense. And I'm going to go ahead and put them in full size so people can really see my work. And then when I hit update, here's a preview of it. Now again, it is a mostly white board. That's no problem. And then I'm going to go ahead and attach the next board in the same place. So I'm going to go back to Canvas, Course Files, again that's where I have to work, You might want to double check that. And then I'm going to grab the second page, which is Untitled 2, page 2. That's why it says 22 here. So again, it's going to be mostly white. I'm just going to be looking for my name. I'm going to hit open. And again, I'm going to call it NYMA Board 2 Update. And if I scroll down here, there's my name. Now, in theory, all of you guys will be posting these with the boards filled with all of the definitions and sketches of these definitions right here. And by posting it this way, what this allows you to do is if I hit post reply, it allows people just to scroll through and easily see your work. It makes it so they don't have to click on something and download it in order to see your work. So this is what I'll be looking for. In order to get full credit, this is what I want to see. And then if you want to reply to someone's work, again, just hit reply and then go ahead and give them your feedback that I've outlined. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. Just post your questions in the discussion, so if somebody else also has that question, they can also see it here. I can't wait to see your first assignment. Enjoy it and have fun with it. Thanks all.